And we are back with segment 2 of the Remax Magnolia Real Estate Show with myself, Curtis Pope, and we have Paul Smith here, and of course our special guest. And we're talking about staging of homes. And well, where are we going with this next? What do you want to know about, Paul?
Let's get into home styling. So, occupied homes that people hire you for.
Yes, it happens a lot. So people, occupy the home and they think that, I have we live sparsome or we've never, invested any money in nice furniture. How can you stage it? Well, yes, I can. I have a lot of tricks up my sleeves, right? So first of all, like I mentioned before, we do a consultation. So we see which pieces work in that home. For example, let's talk about the living room, right? Is the furniture placed in the right angle for the photos? And I always apologize in advance to people. I say, I'm sorry, it might be not very practical for you to watch your TV, but TV is not staying with a house, especially if it sits somewhere on a, whatever TV stand. Mm-hmm. If you can, get rid of the TV because they don't photograph well, and we will make this room shine, right? By just adjusting furniture a little bit. And maybe you can't watch it here for another month or two, but you can watch it in your family room downstairs. So we always figure out what works for the family, and it might also be a little bit impractical, but that's okay. We're all about creating a marketing product, right? Mm-hmm. So we maybe rearrange furniture, and we see if they have table lamps to create more light, right? Change maybe bulbs from that blue, very, light color, whatever it's called, to a soft white, for example. Then we see, do they have a rug which frames in that living room, right?
Do you use rugs a lot with staging?
Yes.
It just creates that space, does it?
We do, right? It just kind of frames it all in, creates that really nice conversational area, and it looks inviting. So we don't just watch TV here. No, we actually entertain people when they come over for a tea or coffee, right? Or we play games or whatever, right? So we create that really beautiful space in the living room, right? We see what kind of art they have, or if they have any art. Maybe, we can add a mirror that will reflect the light from the window, and it actually will add, more depth to the room, and it just, make it more brighter.
There's some rules to thumbs regarding mirrors, is there?
Absolutely,
okay.
Yes. We like to use quite a few mirrors in staging because the buyers see themselves in that house immediately when they see their own
interesting.
reflection.
Okay.
Yeah, so it kind of triggers their mind that they like it, they like it more. So it needs to be all strategically placed, those mirrors, right? So that's for the living room. Then let's talk about the kitchen, right? Let's say red appliances don't always work because they distract attention away from, for example, beautiful backsplash. Right? In the pictures, all you can see is the red color. So we usually keep away from staging with red, orange, and teal colors because they end up to be very bright in pictures, and they just really distract the viewer from what we want them to notice. So no red appliances, please, right? And maybe just one or two appliances that are black that can stay on our counters. And then we like to create little vignettes, like with a cookbook or some oils, and just say, oh, look at this beautiful kitchen, all the things you can do. Maybe now you can start cooking once you moved in this house, right? So
what is a vignette? It draws your attention to one thing on the counter?
Yes, it just makes it more homey, more inviting, right? Women are, most women love to look at the kitchen pictures, and we love cooking, let's just say, and lots of men do too. But, we're obsessed with backsplashes and the counters and cabinets and all of that. I think more than men do. So
men like garages.
Right, men like garages. There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, it's our sanctuary in a way. That's where we feed our kids. That's where we bake the muffins. That's where we, create meals for our family. So it's important. So we want to just add a little bit of that feeling to it, a bit of an emotion. Once you attach emotion to that listing, people like it more. they you know, they want to visit. Yeah, so I say also add some lifestyle items to other areas in the house. For example, you know, bottle of wine, 2 glasses on a patio table, a coffee table maybe, and you know, that's where we sit and drink our wine, right? Just again, a bit of that feeling.
I see that with a lot of stage homes too, like a patio out the back. They'll have that area organized, and it's
Yes, most homes
really
are sold as, let's just say, most properties are sold as homes, not as investment properties. So that's why we like to attach that emotion to it, because you know, families are looking at it and they're dreaming away, they're imagining themselves living in there, and you know, they're trying to visualize what they would do in this backyard on this beautiful patio. So it's important to add something to it so they can actually see themselves in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we believe in. I don't know if it works for everybody, but I'm guessing it works for some. Right? Again, for the bedrooms, for that occupied, we see, you know, if people have a headboard, where the bed is positioned, if they have a nice bedding, and just adding a lot of different, you know, cushions, layering it, it just creates that, you know, hotel looking bed, and people love that.
important not to have a bedroom too cluttered, I guess, isn't it?
No, technically all you should have in there is just a bed, nightstands, maybe a dresser, not too many dressers either. And you know, some people have just too many things, so we say leave a lot of wall space empty. It's okay. People are actually paying money for your walls and your ceilings and your floors, right? They're not buying furniture here, so less is more.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then another thing, color with wall colors. Is there a specific color that you've liked the last while?
We just say
or
something.
feature walls, and you can have that contrast also.
Yes,
okay.
there is a lot of feature walls are very, very popular right now, but I think they're on the way out as well.
Okay.
Again, colors are very subjective, and sometimes with the wrong filter, that color that you put in there that looks really good live, it looks totally wrong in pictures.
Oh.
So we say don't do it. Keep it really simple, neutral colors. There's a lot of neutral color. If you were to go to Benjamin Moore, they will give you a tiny little booklet, but it has a gazillion of different neutrals, and basically whatever color you choose from there, it's all good. You know, can be, you know, white, but it's not white. It's creamy with an undertone of
Like
green
a Swiss
or yellow
coffee
or blue
I've
or
liked in
something.
the past. I've used that.
Something like that.
That's
Keep it light. Keep it, you know, neutral, and people will see what they want to do with that. I would not recommend creating more feature walls.
Okay.
Again, it's very subjective, just like wallpaper.
Which has been making a bit of a comeback.
It is, yes, yes. If you want to go bold, there's so many choices you can put on your walls, but, you know, it's like 50-50.
okay.
Someone might like it, someone might hate it, and they will think, oh, gosh, what are
Do
we
you
going to do with
usually
that now?
stay away from
Yes.
wallpaper?
Yes.
Okay.
It's if you are doing it for your own house, yes, go ahead, do it. It's totally fine. You will enjoy it. You can choose something crazy and, you know, do something bold. Just go for it. But once you're selling, think about maybe taking it down or repainting it, because it is a great chance that someone might not like it. Again, if you just have it in one room, maybe it will be fine. But if you have it in every room, I don't know. It might be difficult. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, there's one house we looked at when we were buying our house, an open house, and the upstairs was fully renovated. It was beautiful. All the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the kitchen was gorgeous, and half the basement was, but their rec room was like walking right out of 1978. I loved it. My wife did not, but I guess it's important to try to get all those renos, or at least close to all the renos, done too, so you don't have a standout room like that. I mean, it still had shag carpet. It was amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, it's like time has stopped.
It stopped at the door.
Yeah, right.
Is that a difficult space to work with?
Well, in the basement, we say rec rooms in basement, anything kind of goes. Most people have miscellaneous in there, storages and gaming rooms and whatever. We just say try to declutter it. right? If it's not a piece of furniture, it should not be on the floor. That's the first rule of staging. So anything that boxes and small things, just tuck them somewhere to the corner. Again, focus on an area. When you walk into that storage room, whatever you see first should be kind of organized and neat. And then you can put chaos behind the door or so where people don't see it at first. So you made the first impression. It's all organized. It's still boxes, lots of things, different cleaning supplies, I don't know, extra Costco, whatever, kitchen towels. But then, it's all organized looking. And it's not like a pile of things on the floor. And also, my biggest advice for people is as well to maybe rent storage locker rather than overcrowding your garage. Garages are important to men, and lots of people just, they just close the door and they just hope that no one will go in there and don't take a look. But people do. All the buyers want to see the garage.
I always open the door to look in the garage. And I go to open houses and yes. and I'm the cook, so the kitchen's actually more important to me than the garage. But I still want to see the garage. What's it like? How's it set up? And then you look out there and I'm like, this is where they keep all their stuff right now because they've had to declutter.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, you also. It's about those impressions. So what kind of impression are you making if the buyers cannot even enter your garage and it's just piles of stuff? Like, are you really keeping everything? Not everybody. We have moved so many times when we were flipping homes in Norway, right? And every time I would get rid of lots of things. Every time I would, just make harsh decisions and say, okay, I haven't used this one in a year. It needs to go. We all have way too many things. And maybe, some of your toys, like if you have an ATV in there, maybe that should go and you can create an area where you can put your boxes. So boxes are actually okay to have in a garage. You pile them up high, and it looks like you're actually moving. So the buyer's saying, oh, okay, awesome. They're now, 1 foot out of this house, we can have it. But just to have, extra furniture and things, I would suggest take it all out. Have it kind of organized, more looking, and then you're creating this trust relationship to your buyers as well, that you're this really organized, neat person who is taking care of their home, and they trust you. We're buying a good product. So it's the same with a car. You detail the car, but then the trunk is full of whatever. Well, hopefully they won't open the trunk, so they'll buy the car with the junk in it. Like, really? I'd say don't. Just rent a storage locker. They're not that expensive. And lots of times if you, for example, rent a U-Haul van, right? They give you a free locker for a month or so. Oh, they do?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's lots of deals. Shop around, call many places, see who is offering the best price, and just move some of your stuff.
What about those pods that they drop off in your driveway and then you can load them up and they take them away? Do you have any?
Yes, those are those are great. Except that you kind of need to know how to pack your things, because we do it for a living. We pack our moving van all the time, right? Basically 7 times a week, really. We know how to pack it. Pods are great, but I've seen a lot of different things where people just don't realize that pod is going to be moved and things move in there, so they get things damaged.
Oh, they can get damaged.
Right?
Okay.
So you need to be careful and just kind of think ahead and plan maybe a little bit ahead. Okay. Right? Get some moving blankets and things like that. Lots of companies, some companies pack it for you, right? Especially relocation companies. They come and pack it all and then they take it away. So, it's a great option if you know what you're doing, absolutely. But I would not leave the pod on the property. Again, when you're taking pictures, you have this beautiful home and then you have the pod sitting there. I don't know. I don't know if it's a great idea. But if they take it away, yes, why not? Absolutely.
All right. Well, with that, we're getting pretty close to time. I guess we'll have to call it a show. But if people want more information about the services you provide, where can they go?
They can visit my page. It would be pairhomedesign.ca. Or they can just Google me and call me and we can chat about it.
All right. And of course, Paul, if they want information about Remax Magnolia, where can they go?
RemaxMagnoliaRealty.com.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.